Welcome to Thoughts Roundup. I want to talk a little bit today about worship. Worship. There are a lot of ways of worship. Contrary to what sometimes we think. There's a lot of ways, different ways of worship. Now, one way of worshiping is loud. Loud. I like to worship loud sometimes. I like to holler around about it a little bit sometimes. I like to wave my arms and move a few steps from where I'm standing or sitting. Just kind of get a little bit loud with it. Then there's times I like to be quiet. There's that quiet. You can worship the Lord and be very quiet. There's reverence and respect. And you just in awe. And then there's, I think, almost a lost way to worship. And that's just to come and sit in His presence. Now I'm going to tell you, that's the way folks used to do. Sometimes they would come and just sit for a while and just not say anything, just suppose kind of meditate. And after a while there would be something like the rustling in the mulberry trees. It was just kind of like something would begin to break out. And one would praise the Lord and another would praise the Lord. One might be weeping and the other might be rejoicing. There's a lot of ways to worship the Lord. You know, a lot of people never get excited. Just never get excited. You never see them excited. There ought to be something about Calvary. There ought to be something about the resurrection. There ought to be something about the day of Pentecost. There ought to be something about His ascension, His promise to return. There ought to be something. But some folks never seem to get excited about it. Like the mother and her child was sitting in the church and they brought out some pictures of people. Said, "Who is that, Mama?" Said, that's pictures of people who died in the service. And about the time she had forgot, he touched her and said, "Was it the morning service or the evening service?" Well, now here we have some never get excited, but we also have some that stay excited. And they miss what we think of as a deeper form of worship. They miss that altogether. Some never excited. Some always excited. We need to meet somewhere in the middle. You know, a lot of folks say, "Well, you don't. I don't want to make noise in church." Well, I don't know. I think you know, you get excited, like they say, you get excited at football games, you get excited to baseball games, You get excited at the golf tournament. You get excited. Why not be excited about something that's worth more to us than any of that? One night my wife and I was going to preach somewhere, and we went to the hotel, and we was driving around to the hotel, and the back of it, like we had registered, and we back, and there was somebody. There was a young man that was standing on the balcony screaming, but he wasn't just screaming, he was cursing. He was cursing at the top of his voice. I had never heard anything like it in my entire life, just cursing with everything, and so I called the front desk. I said, "Hey, there's something going on here. I think somebody's gone nuts. And he's just a guy out there just cursing as loud as he can." "Oh no," she said, "don't pay that any attention." She said, "They do that. He does that. They do that sometime when their team loses." Wow. That's not she wasn't even concerned. No doubt his team is just lost. Well, he was showing quite a bit of emotion. I guess maybe it would be okay to every once in a while get drunk on the Spirit. Just get staggering drunk on the Spirit of the Lord. I suppose, well, Peter said, "These are not drunk as you suppose, seeing it's but the third hour of the day. But this is that which is spoken by the prophet Joel. In the last days I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh." Oh yeah, it's all right to be quiet. It's all right to commune with the Lord, but it's also all right to get excited about what the Lord. So sometimes, to kind of sum this up, sometimes he smites us. Sometimes he has knocked people down, smites us, just hits us, and we just can't. Then sometimes he just brushes by us, and we barely realize that he is there. God bless you today.